Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Matchbook Horse Racing Podcast. We're focusing on Goodwood, first 2 days of the Qatar Goodwood Festival, or Glorious Goodwood, if you like. We've also got Galway bets too, predominantly the Galway Plate, because that's the race we've got decks for. That takes place on Wednesday, 6:40, I think it is, for the Galway Plate. So we've got a Galway bet for you. We'll have a look at the rest of the week if anyone has got anything as well. We will have another podcast for you on Thursday, which will close off the Goodwood action bit on Galway as well, and what is a busy week. Don't forget to like, follow and subscribe wherever you're listening. Best no-cost way of supporting all of our content across all media. Pod50 is the code you want to use to get £50 in free bets. You bet 50, you get 50. Use the code POD50. The T's and C's are on the website. And I'll remind you of the £5 money back as a free bet, best bet treble. When we get to best bets each and every day, your chance to have a treble, £5 on it. If it doesn't win, you get your £5 back. So it's a free shot. Right, we're going to have the Group 1s for the first 2 days first of all. So Group 1 Tuesday, then the rest of the races. Group 1 Wednesday, the rest of the races. First up, it's the Goodwood Cup. And two different selections for you. Charlie, I couldn't have Illinois a second after last time, so take it away.
Really? For what reason? Just I'm intrigued. For what reason? Why?
I think they're looking to put for this season a square peg in a round hole, and I think I'd much rather back his stable companion, let alone the one I'm putting up. I just don't think he's I don't think he's right for it yet. Maybe he won't ever be. But go on.
Not an argument. I kind of looked at it the other way, that he was the only one to get anywhere near Trawlerman in the Gold Cup. Dropping back half a mile in trip, I don't think is going to be an issue, and I see it as a big plus. And I get that making him into a cup horse has been an afterthought, but I still think that level from the Gold Cup that he brings in here is going to be more than good enough, if I'm completely honest.
I'm gonna go with French Master, who's I just want to have something against Illinois. So French Master looks like a sort of win place bet to nothing at 6.5. Obviously, he's got good course form. When he got Rab having that trouble, and then I thought he bolted up in a handicap last time at Ascot, and I think he's worth the step up in grade. I know it's a big old step up in grade, but I definitely want him running for me at that sort of price. DC?
Yeah, I'm in French Master as well, and probably the same as you. I think Illinois is a bit short. They said, look, it wasn't the plan this year to make him into a cup horse. He could be the best horse in the race, but I'd rather go on French Master, who I think could be anything. Thought that was really good at Ascot. Like I said to myself, I'll be on him next time whenever he runs, and he's running here today. So as you said, he's a decent win place bet to nothing if you want to do that. But I'd probably just go win only on him.
All right, that's French Master. A couple of shouts at 6.5. Illinois for Charlie at 2.1. We go back in time to the Chesterfield Cup over 10 furlongs. You two agree with Massoon Dees, first of all.
Excuse me. Yeah. Massoon won the Ladies' Derby at the Curragh a few weeks ago, was well backed on the day, went off 3-1 favourite, and won kind of going away, I'd say. Like this is going to be his 6th run of the season, so he's fairly I would say he's exposed, but I think there's definitely more to come from him. Won his last 2 races very easy. He was in listed company before that, and in the Arby Stakes, but went nowhere in that. But dropped back into handicap company. He's progressed his last 2 runs. I just thought it was an interesting entry from Joseph O'Brien. Like it's a big pot here, but he would have had plenty of other options in Galway, and you know they sent him over here. Joseph's going well. I'd say like he's a big price. He's 11.0 or 13.0. Sorry, that's on Matchbook. I think he's definitely, like, you're going to be getting 4 places, if not 5 places on the Matchbook exchange for this race. And again, look, he's only 4. There could be more to come from him. He's running off 99. He could be rated even higher. There could be a bit of room in his mark. So I just thought he was an interesting one in a wide open race.
Charlie, what do you want to add?
Not an awful lot. I mean, like, I suppose Store One brings a slight concern that he might meet trouble in running, but he's going to win that Ladies Derby at the Curragh on his latest. The £6 rise, I think, is very much within his compass. And as he said also, he'd have had plenty of options at home. I just think he's glaringly obvious, and I think he's a massive price. I think he's been priced up way too big in this.
Yeah.
I'm going to chance one at a big old price, which is 26.0 course winner Sabuska. I know he's been out of form of late, or seemingly, but they got his handicap marked down. Now, they might be working back from York again. He ran at this meeting last year. That was in a conditions race. He didn't run great, but it was obviously a different setup. I think this is definitely his distance here. I don't mind the wide draw. You get horses coming wide and late, sort of slingshotting off the bend in this race repeatedly. So I'm not concerned about that at all. And I just wanted a big price on side, really. I thought that, he's been priced up on account of some iffy recent efforts. But look, he's back into a handicap off similar to what he went in at York off. So I thought 26.0 was well worth having a dart at win and place. We move on to the vintage stakes. Nothing for me, but you two have got some half decent prices actually between you. Charlie, first of all.
Yeah, it's a really good race, this. And I suppose that's why I went with one at a bit more of a value price and came down with Andav. I'm hoping it's going to be a good sort of 45 minutes for the Joseph O'Brien team. He was fourth in the Coventry on his third start, and probably he didn't have an ideal track position. Extra furlong would suit him ideally, the 7 furlong trip that he's going to encompass tomorrow. And at 9.0, Tom, I just thought with plenty of others that bring solid form to the table, but I just thought this horse was priced up too big. And there maybe is holes in the Coventry form, and maybe it wasn't the strongest of the 2-year-old races at Royal Ascot. But I think this horse has more to give, especially over this 7 furlong trip.
Okay, Dees.
Yeah, I was kind of between Laureate Crown, which ended up being my selection, and Goodwood Galaxy. I thought Goodwood Galaxy is just an interesting one as well. But Laureate Crown, if you go back and watch his race, he won at Ascot, I think it was just over 2.5 weeks ago. The most Jamie Spencer rides on him. I think he was probably 12th of the 14 coming up 2 furlongs and just ducked his way through them. Just came through absolutely swinging. Won by half a length. Could have been a lot more. Hugo Palmer is going very well. He did a big double there at the weekend again. I just thought he was, again, look, Jamie Spencer's on him. He'll need a bit of luck coming out of stall 1 again, but again, look, he's a big price. He's 12.0. Happy enough to have that inside for a win place bet.
Laureate Crown 13.0 and Dav 9.0. We move on to the Hong Kong Jockey Club Whirlpool Lennox Stakes, Group 2 at 230. I'll come back to you, Dees, because I was tempted, and I've had this horse on side a few times. I sort of hope it doesn't win now, but I do hope it wins for you at a price. But I'll kick off with Kinross. I just thought the horse was obvious at 4.0. He spent most of last year with his form being crap, but races hadn't really worked out, and then he duly went and finally won at Doncaster in September. He was a beaten favourite in this race last year, but honestly, he just, like, they thought there'd be loads of pace. They rode the horse patiently. It didn't work out. I thought he proved last time he was up to nearly his best anyway, perhaps not quite, but he had a penalty to try and give to the unexposed 10 Bob Tony for a yard banging form. I think he reversed that form, and I mean, he's priced to, but no penalty here makes life way easier. He's a top level horse, so I thought 5.0 was a pretty solid play, to be honest. Charlie, I know you agree. What do you want to add? I'll come back to you, Charlie. Come back to you. 1 sec. Dees, who do you like?
I like Iberian. I had a decent bet off him at Ascot. I had 3-figure prices each way, and he came 5th. I needed him to come 4th. I was sick, but he was second in the vintage stakes here in 2023 to Hatton, and went on and won the Champagne Stakes Doncaster after. I thought he was going to be a Guineas horse next year. Had a few problems, had wind surgery, but look, he's after coming back. He's had a few decent runs. Like, I mean, they've tried him at the top level. I think and he's up nearly always run at 6. I think stepping up to 7 will suit him, especially on the downhill, bit of a downhill run here. It won't stretch him as much as a stiff 7 would. I thought he was staying on fine at the end of the race at Ascot. So look, he's a massive price. He's 26.0. Again, look, you're only going to be getting 3 places here. You might get 4 places on Matchbook, but I'd be happy enough to have a little, probably a decent 4 place and 3 place bet on him, and a small win bet as well, just in case.
All right, couple of shouts for Kinross and Iberian for DC at a big old price. I do hope he wins for you, although I'll be a bit sick personally. 5 furlong handicap next. Charlie, I'll come over to you with the obvious speed in the race. Probably the fastest horse in the race. It's just whether or not he lasts. I'll come back to you, Charlie. We might need you to jump out and come back in. Go on, Dees. We've all got prices in this. You can make your case. 5 furlong handicap.
I'm about to lose me notes on this horse. My selection is Twilight Jet for Jim and Susie Best. He's an ex-Michael O'Callaghan horse, but he kind of caught my eye at Epsom in a 6 furlong race. Didn't quite get there, but ran very well off at a big price. Again, that was a soft ground. I was kind of hoping the ground wouldn't be too firm for him, but I think just the downhill sprint here, I think, will suit him. He'll be okay with it. He has run plenty big field experience. He's been held back for this as well. There's plenty of 5 furlong handicaps he could run in the meantime. They've kept him for this, and they booked Sylvester de Souza as well, which was a great jockey for Goodwood. I think he rides it very well. So he was one that caught my eye. So I'll put up Twilight Jet, and I would give a mention to Rosario as well. He's in stall 1. He was probably my second pick, but stall 1 just put me off. I'm a small bet, but again, he's 21.0. I'd probably back the 2 of them, but my main bet would be Twilight Jet for Jim and Susie Best.
Rosario was my number 2 as well. There you are. But I thought Enchanting would be. I thought she was pretty solid. Now, if you look at her form with Chagrin, you're probably going to argue that Chagrin is better off at the weights than when beating her last year. But I think she's improved massively, and she just loves it here. Like she bolted up here, where I thought she was probably just drawn the right side when I was looking at it, but I'm not so sure now. I think she just bolted up. She's won her last 2 starts over course and distance on different sort of ground. She runs well here all the time. Last time Air, that was up into listed grade, and she ran a different sort of race. I thought she was a bit back to front, to be honest. I think she's a little bit better just travelling strongly in behind them in a big field handicap. That's what she gets here. She's got options from her draw in 8, but it's just particularly over the straight course at Goodwood. I think course and distance form is massive. Yeah. I know it probably is on the round course, but I think straight course it's almost underplayed compared to the round course. So I want her on side at 17.0 Enchanting. I thought she was a big old price. Okay, other bets. I'm going to stick up Naval Light at the 420 at 2.63. It's a big field It's a big field race. If you look at his 2 starts so far this year, I thought he should have won at Beverley, where Carl Burke and Wathnan have run a horse first up who's gone on and won at the Royal Meeting before. And then, last time, I think they were trying to put him in the wrong race, really, because they had a horse already for the 6 furlong race. So they put him over 5. It's a 6 furlong horse. Spoke to Kyle earlier on in the week, was very confident, and I think he'd just go and win 2.63. So he's a very strong bet I want to have on the day. Matchbook 0 long shot time. This is the market an hour before each race. So you're going to be getting best odds likely because it's 0 margin, 0 commission. Enchanting for me in that 5 furlong handicap. DC?
I'm going for Iberian in the Lennox, is it?
Yep. Iberian in the Whirlpool Lennox Stakes. Charlie, give us your Matchbook 0 long shot. Go on, mate. I can see you moving beautifully, Charlie. Can you hear us?
I can, yeah. We best bet. I mean, sorry, my signal just is rubbish. Kinross in the Lennox for me. We're best bet.
All right. So Masoon is his long shot, and then Lennox Kinross for Charlie's best bet, which was going to be mine, but he's got it. So I'll go Naval Light in that maiden. DC, your best bet?
Oh, I thought you were going. I'd nearly go. I put up Massoon because
Ooh.
I thought you were taking French Master. But yeah, I'll look a stick of Massoon in the first race.
I changed late because I didn't. Yeah, I'm not so confident French Master. All right.
Yeah, I know. I'll stick of Massoon.
Stick of Massoon. They're both windies.
Yeah.
Okay, Naval Light, Massoon, and Kinross. Remember, you put those in a treble and back those with Matchbook on the treble. You £5 bet on that. If it doesn't win, you get your £5 back. So it's a money back special. It's a free bet basically for that treble, and it pay nicely if it goes and cops. All right, Sussex Stakes, not for me, thank you. But I'll happily go and watch Field of Gold win like his dad did. What was it, 11 years ago? DC, how do you want to play this, the Sussex?
I am just going to have a small bet on the forecast from Ascot, Field of Gold first, and Conor Matisse second. I think Conor Matisse is a decent horse. He's just lucky to be running into a super horse like Field of Gold.
Rosalien for Charlie at 5.5. I guess switching back to a round course is going to help him, definitely. Just question his resolution ever so slightly, Rosalien, but I think switching back to a round course will help. 5.5. Right, the 1.5 mile handicap. I can tell you, Charlie's with Novelista at 11.0. He would have made a blindingly good case for that. Sing Us a Song for me at 4.0. I backed the horse, as well as actually the winner of the race he ran in at Ascot, which I think is bang strong form. He just mucked around in the gates and he never really got into it last time. But on his Sandown form, I think he's way better than that. I liked his Sandown run. I thought the rise was fair enough when a lot of the yards horses were needing a run. So I think 4.0 for Sing Us a Song. It's not an obvious one that I'd normally have on side at the top of the market in the handicap, but I definitely want this horse on side. 4.0 Sing Us a Song. DC?
I'm going for Roger Varian's horse, Sudu. He was, if you look back, he won by absolutely pissed up last time at Epsom. But the race before that at Newbury, he was incredibly unlucky, couldn't get out, didn't get space until the last 150 yards, I think, and flew home. He's up 11 pounds now from that Epsom run. But I think that's fair enough. He's run off 86 yards. I'd say there's plenty more in the tank. I think he finishes very well. And Roger Varian has won this race twice with horses kind of like him, progressive horses. He won it with Nagano a couple of years ago, who ended up being rated 105. And the other horse was, wait a minute here now. There a second ago. I thought French Duke as well last year, again, like who was not running off 88. He's rated now. He's rated much higher. So this is obviously he's rated 98 racy targets. He knows how to win it. Thought he was a nice price. So Sudu for me.
All right, just you on the next, the Oak Tree, Dees, because it wasn't for me this sort of race. 7 furlong fillies race, Group 3. I couldn't really find an angle in. Charlie is with Tabiti at 6.0 for Charlie. We'll confirm that insights.matchbook.com for when you want a recap of all the bets. Dees, you're with Formal at 13.0.
Yeah, Formal landed a massive gamble at Epsom on was it Oaks Day? Yeah, that was the day the Oaks was ran. And she won going away, but it went to the says length and a half, but she absolutely destroyed him. And she came out then last time at York and just never got into it. But I'd always forgive a horse a bad run at York. I think it can happen there. She finished 7th, but she wasn't. I don't think she was ridden home. They've given her a little break. It's just purely based on the Epsom run. I think she's well overpriced here at 13.0, and I want to give her another go. So yeah, Formal for Oisin Murphy and Andrew Baldy.
Okay, that is the Oak Tree. The Malcolm Stakes, Charlie and I are with Dickensian. I thought this was way more open than the market was giving it credit for. And if you look at Dickensian's form with Eve Johnson Horton's horse, Havana Hurricane, he franked that loads with a good run at Newbury, and the Ascot run was excellent. Just 9.0 for a yard flying at the moment. They're bang back in form. I thought was a big old price. I really wanted to look away from the top of the market in that. I thought it was well worth taking on the top of the market for something a little bit bigger. So Dickensian for me at 9.0 and for Charlie as well. Dees?
Yeah, I thought Military Code was a bit overpriced. If you look back to his early season form, he won with a new market, but he beat Fitzella at Ascot and Trials Day, and he was giving her nearly a stone. Beat her by a neck. She has gone on to boost that form significantly. He ran no race in the Coventry again. Look, I'll forgive him that. That was a big field. And he was reasonably strong in the market that day. Again, ran very well last time, just beaten by a horse called Stay, who has a few nice entries for George Scott, and ran well at Ascot at the weekend as well. I think he might be a bit overlooked. I think the Irish horse makes the market at 6.5. I think Military Code is well worth a bet in this.
The other thing that I'm concerned about, Jer's, Lady Imam, I can see it, but I don't know, just Jer coming to the UK hasn't been profitable so far. I don't know why. It's just not for me, top of the market, that race.
Yeah, he doesn't make it.
No. 10 furlong handicap next. Music Piece is Charlie's selection, win and place at 9.0. Music Piece in that 345 for Andrew Balding and Oisin Murphy. Me, I like Akchita at 13.0. The angle here is back up in distance. There was a hot pace last time when she ran against the boys as well. I think it was against the boys. Back over a mile. But if you go back to her Epsom run, that was much more like it when she was a little bit further back over 10. I think they tried to force the issue last time. She was back in distance. The winner, tipped up by D, Securu's Secret at Epsom at a big old price, was a bit of a surprise, but bolted up. But I think she's well worth another go against her own sex. Off 90 over 10, that's much more like what she wants. And she's a fair price. She's 13.0. So I want her on side, win and place. Dees, who do you like?
Yeah, I had a good look at Akashita as well. The last last run kind of put me off for a bit. But he's a great strike rate coming off to England. Kevin Coleman. To something all his up in his runners when he comes over. I went for Ashariba, Davin Manuzzi's horse. She improved 22 pounds last season. She won 3 times. But she has never run on good ground. Again, she was running in that race behind the Equal Secret there at Epsom. Never got into it, but ran very well the last time at Newcastle again. And the honour behind Royal Approval and was well backed that day. Backed into favourite. That was a month ago. So she rocks up here now. I think off 92. Look, she should be proper fit now. I think she'll have good conditions. The ground is a bit of an unknown, but I don't think that she's a flat horse by Ribchester. So she should be fine on good ground. It's not rattling fast ground, and she's 9.0. So I thought that she was a bit of value. Could see her going off shorter.
Confirming Charlie's selection is Music Piece. His selection in the Galway Plate is the Company Sergeant at 9.0. The Galway Plate 6:40 on Wednesday. Mine is 3-card Bragg at 17.0. I've been waiting for this horse to come back to a handicap over this sort of distance. I'd never thought he was a Grand National horse. I've had this horse in my tracker for about 3 years. There is a handicap in him like this. I think he's been better since the cheap pieces have gone on. And I was lucky enough to speak to Elliot earlier on in the week. And he said he was going to run as many as possible. But I felt there was a tone of his voice about this horse away from the obvious that I thought, and maybe I was looking for it because I love the horse, even though he's not been that profitable to follow. But I think this is his sort of bag, this sort of distance. 17.03 card Bragg. Dees?
I went for Amorite. Back again for another go. He's at the exact same prep as last year. He ran in the Midlands National Handicap Chase at Kilbeg, and he won it this year. He only wins on right-handed tracks, right-handed undulating tracks. I think Galway should suit him. He's only run here once. But I just I don't know what price he is now. I didn't get the price, but they've changed the headgear again. I just think that he's, this is probably his Gold Cup. I think that this is the kind of race that he's been aimed at for a long, long time. I don't think he stays really any further. I think this is perfect for him. And I just thought there was a lot of upside to him. I'm hoping he's around 9.0, 10.1.
Oh, so you can get 17.0, D.
17.
On. There you go. He's happy.
Yes. Yeah. Take
Here
that
we
all day.
go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Matchbook Zero, long shot, goes live an hour before each race. There's zero margin, zero commission, win only bet. That's where to do it because you like to get best odds. Mine is 3-card brag in the Galway Plate. Charlie's is Novelista in the 120 at Goodwood. And Deasy, yours is
Formal in the 155.
all right. £5 money back special as a given the best bet special. Back these horses in a treble. You get your money back if it doesn't cop for a £5 bet. Mine's Sing Us a Song in the 120 DC.
And his military code in the 230.
And in the Oak Tree, Charlie's is Tabiti. Rest of the week, my selection is Cashildale Lad in the Galway Hurdle. Haven't seen the price actually, but this horse, he missed a lot of time when he was somebody pretty shrewd told me to put this horse in the tracker. I did. He's since bounced back with a win and then looked a bit hit and miss, but I'm looking forward to seeing him in a handicap. He's got the right sort of profile for this race, and he's going to be declared. So, Cashildale Lad for the Galway Hurdle. I definitely want to bet. I'll probably do a Galway win place double with 3-card brag and Cashildale Lad in the feature races. And Charlie's got Sheridan on Friday in the 120. 120 at Goodwood, Sheridan 7.0. There you go. Thanks, Dees. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Keep an eye out on Thursday because we'll have another podcast for you, Goodwood, and a little bit of Galway. We'll chat to you then, but have a great week between the double Gs. Hope it's profitable for you. See you soon. Bye-bye.